guys, I'm TheSphinx. Today we are here with the second tutorial. In the previous one we saw how to create a socket server, but we left the script with some errors. So now in this tutorial we're going to create another class, another module that we will use to create some other functions, some other subs that we will use for different usages. So the first thing we are going to do is create these functions that we left in the previous tutorial. So byte to string as a string to byte and the fix function. So we are going to add a module to our main project. So just right click on your project, select add, and you can select module, or you can select new element, and after that select module. We're going to name it Func, that stands for functions. The first one will be byte to string, because we need to convert our byte array to string. So we can define this function byte to string. We can pass a byte array as argument, and we say as string. Just to remember, we say byte to string. And now we can say return system.text.encoding.default.getString from B. This is the first one. The second one will be string to byte, and we pass s as string. It will return a byte array, so string to byte. And now we can say return system.text.default.getBytes from S. There we go. The last function that now we need is the fx. This function that we will use to write to memory string, and we'll split the bytes by word. Now, as you can see, all the errors for the SB function and then BS function are gone, and now we can proceed creating the last one. So we can say function fx by val b as byte array, by vol vrd as string, and this function will be as array. It will split bytes by word, dim a as new list of bytes. Let's create a new list of byte arrays, dim n as new io.memory stream. Let's make the same thing, just rename it, and then t as string array will split. You see BS byte array to string, it will split that by byte array, comma wordy. Now we can write to our memory stream b, 0 t0.length. Now dot write b is almost the same thing. This is just util function. So let's keep going. Then less t0 dot length plus wordy dot length. Alright, a dot add to array, a dot add Actually, we don't even need those parentheses, but dispose and dispose of with all the resources, and we return a to array. Alright, so we're done making this function module. Now I think we can proceed adding some stuff to our main form. So I say that this form is going to change because I want to make a red that on the left has the list of all clients, all implants, and on the right you will have a preview of the remote screen. So this is a GUI such as Spygate, because I think it's the most easy to create. So now we need a control, a list view. You can place it whatever you want. Now we select details and we're going to modify the columns. For now we're going to add just 2 columns. This is for test our socket server and so on. In the next tutorial we're going to create the client side, so we will start testing all the data and the packet sending and so on. But now we can create for the first column the wrong PC username or ID, and this is up to you. Just give it 120, yeah. And the second one will be IP1. Alright, so just give it 100. Alright. I like seeing grid lines, so let's enable grid lines and select full, always on the list view, full row select, so we can select the entire line. Now for the form, just to look like as professional software, just change the text, set center screen for start position, set t-rat or your rat name. For the icon, I'm going to leave that because I don't care about the icon. And now we're done making this, and just add a picture box that we will use for the preview of the remote desktop. Yes. Under here, we're going to add some network stats or remote PC information, but in the next tutorial we will see everything. So now we can start, seeing the code. You can press on View Code or F7. Now, I think we can start the socket server on the load function, so double click on your form. And first of all, just set control dot check for illegal cross track calls equals false. This function will be used to avoid that when we are updating our GUI from another thread or not the main thread, it will not block itself, and we will avoid the crashing, so you can update the GUI from different threads, and if you, for some reasons, you've wrong the update, so you don't call the invoke function, you will not freeze the entire application. So this is the first thing we need to declare. The second thing is the starting of the socket server. So we define as public with events as new socket server. You need probably to import something. Oh yeah, of course, because we name it SK, it doesn't exist. So SK, it's perfect. And now we can say public. I will name it as YY as string, and this will be our main, you know, packet filter. This is just not a packet filter at all, but it's a string that we will use to parse all the strings inside our packet. So you can declare some particular strings. I suggest you to write the string between two slashes, because you create a really unique kind of string. Maybe just add a point even after that. And now we can say tret. It's just an example. You can select whatever whatever string you want. Just be sure that is a unique kind of string. So just select something really complicated, then such as a password, so you don't lose anything or you've wrong splitting words in your pocket. And now we can say s dot start, and we put in a port. In this case, I will start just adding, you know, this port, or I don't know, just select the port, whatever you want. So now we are good. Now the second thing we need to do is just be sure that closing the form, you will close all the application without leaving some background threads running, and the application doing that should keep running. So just identify the form closing, double click, and write it end. So we are sure that once we're closing the form, it will close everything. That's good. And now we can proceed creating a new region called SK events. Inside here, we're going to declare all the events, all the data parsing we are going to have. So if we need to split a packet, we need to parse a particular instruction or data incoming from the client, we will do everything inside here. And we need two functions that will overload the SK disconnect and connect functions. So I will say disconnect by sock as integer as always, handles as dot disconnected. And now we can say need.text equals, and here you can say tret, so the name of the ret, and you will say onlines, for example, I want this kind of parentheses, dot replace x as dot online dot count. So we replace the x character with the online client's count. This is just a nice thing to see. And now we can add to our list view one items sock.string. Sorry, we are in the disconnect sub, so we are going to remove the socket that is null, so the client that has just disconnected. Dot remove. We don't care about the exception, so we can just write it like that. And now we're going to say connected by sock as integer, handles as dot connected. So we are parsing now the connected events, and we will say text equals, so we can just copy this line. So we update the online count, and now we send our first string to our client that will be the tilde. We call it tilde in Italian. I don't know the English name, but this symbol I mean. And here we are asking for the initial data. that will be the PC username and the IP. That these actually we're going to extract with our function that is called OIP IP. But we need anyway the PC username, and if you want to create a really complex thread that such as we will do in the next tutorials, we will add some other columns, so we will request some other data. We will see later. And for the last thing of this second part, because I'm going to split each fucking thing, we're going to create a delegate sub data by val sock as integer, by val b as byte array. And we're going to set by val data sock as integer. That this will be the function that the delegate is going to call. So by val b as byte handles as dot data. Inside here, we're going to parse all the strings that the clients are going to send us, and we declare these for delegate as delegate, because we can keep running, keep the GUI running, so we don't block anything, and we are sure that the GUI will still be usable. So, the last thing, I leave you just creating the last two things. So, we create from a string the entire packet. So, we convert from byte array to string our byte. And for the last, we declare A as string array, string list, whatever, split T, and using our packet filter up here. So now we can say try select case as 0. So our format will be the first piece of our array will be the main instruction. For example, if I want to execute a command, I will say, or in this under the server, we are going to parse the data. We are not going to execute commands. So if I receive the result of a command, I can say that the client is sending to me a string that I will identify for X, for example. So this will be our select case, and I know that X stands for the result of a command execution, and the second part will be, I don't know, the result. For example, if I run a shell command that could be dir, for example, I will receive, a list of all files. So I will receive, volume C, and so on. I will have all the list files, so dot, I don't know, DLL, and so on. And after that, I know that this is the particular command of our array. I can say, well, now we can split the data and send this to our GUI, updating all the fields, so list view, controls, and so on. So I leave you now for this tutorial. We made a lot of stuff. Remember to save. And in the next tutorial, we're going to parse the first things, and we're going to create the client side. So see you in next tutorial, guys, and thanks for watching.